Take a soft breath in and gently exhale. Once more, inhale, exhale. No pressure, just presence. If your body feels heavy or your heart feels full, you don't need to change that. You're allowed to carry softness with you today. Let your shoulders drop. Let your face relax. Let your breath be the only thing you follow. Inhale, compassion. Exhale, judgment. Inhale, permission to begin slowly. Exhale, expectations. There is nothing wrong with needing a softer start. Each breath is a gentle beginning. You can come back to this softness anytime your mornings feel too loud, too sharp, too much. Repetition makes this feeling more familiar, and softness becomes strength over time. Save this practice for tomorrow, and if you'd like gentle support each morning, subscribe to Serene Mind Studio. We'll be here whenever you're ready.
Live from Solid Rock Studios, it's Good Morning Solid Rock. Good morning, Solid Rock. I'm Abby Baki.
And I'm Taya. It's Wednesday, August 20th, and you know what that means.
It's Hump Day. That is right. We are halfway through the week, and we've got a great show to keep you inspired and in the loop.
But first, please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today we've got two great, awesome videos in the weather, so you're not caught off guard by Florida's surprise showers. Now here's Tanisha with today's lunch.
Thank you, Abby. Today's lunch today is pasta primavera with vegetables.
Thank you, Tanisha. Sounds delicious. Now here is a video on classroom etiquette that I happened to make along with the help of somebody else. You walk into the classroom ready to learn, but are greeted with the sight of everyone running around and the teacher going mad.
Wow, these kids need to learn proper class etiquette.
That is right. Today, Mariana will show everyone proper class etiquette. First, when walking to your class, do not block the hallways. While talking to your friends is fun, you cannot disrupt the flow of the hallway. When you get to class, sit down properly at your table. Wait for the teacher to finish attendance and don't bother them. Also, once you enter class, you must not leave unless given permission. During class, raise your hand if you need anything from the teacher. Also, don't throw anything in class. When using the bathroom, don't take too long and clean up afterwards. If there's any issues, report them to your teacher. Also, don't use your phone in the bathroom. And don't mess around in there. When in class, don't whisper to your friends or talk when the teacher's talking. When leaving class, tuck in your chairs and gather all of your belongings. This is so no one trips and falls, because it hurts a lot.
Wow, this classroom is so much
That is
better.
right, Mariana. Thank you for your assistance.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Wait, let me redo that.
I needed that today. Here's a wise word. Wisdom isn't about knowing everything. It's about learning everything.
That is exactly right. Keep your ears open and your heart humble. That is how you grow.
Time for your Wednesday weather report with Mia.
A high of around 89, a low of 76, but it feels like 80, with the current being 77. Mostly sunny skies and just a small chance of rain this afternoon.
Make sure to get your sunscreen on.
It's Florida after all.
Thank you, Mia and Sophia. Now here is a video on ecological footprint.
You know you should probably reduce it, but what exactly is your carbon footprint? A carbon footprint refers to the total amount of greenhouse gases released into the Earth's atmosphere as a result of the activities of an individual or an organisation. Remember, greenhouse gases trap heat inside the atmosphere, and that's overheating the planet. So if you want to work out your own carbon footprint, you need to know the amount of greenhouse gases, like carbon dioxide, you're responsible for creating. It's a difficult thing to measure precisely, and there are different definitions about how best to calculate it. But roughly speaking, there's the direct impact of using energy when we travel or to power our homes. And there's the indirect impact of the energy that's used to create all the things we use or consume. In the developed world in particular, transport is a big part of your carbon footprint. Cutting down on the use of petrol or diesel cars and taking fewer flights is one of the most effective ways of reducing it. The place you live also contributes to your personal footprint. It's important to make sure your home is heated or cooled efficiently and is well insulated. The more you can use sustainable energy like solar or wind power, the more you cut your emissions. The stuff you use at home also adds to the problem. All that plastic, metal and cardboard takes a lot of energy to produce and dispose of. So recycling can help reducing your carbon footprint, but not as much as how you travel or heat and cool your home. Then there's your diet. Above all, red meat makes your carbon footprint bigger because cows produce so much methane, another greenhouse gas, and huge numbers of trees are cut down to create pastures on which cattle can graze. In the developing world, polluting stoves are a real problem too, so it's important to try to replace them with more efficient methods of cooking. But overall, people in poorer countries produce far smaller amounts of greenhouse gases than people in richer countries do. So, if you look at just what a country produces, the average amount of carbon dioxide emissions per person in the United States is about 16.1 tonnes per year. In China, it's 7.1 tonnes. and in the UK it's about 5.5 tonnes. But in the Democratic Republic of Congo it's only 0.03 tonnes, while in Qatar, which has a really small population but produces so much oil and gas, it's 38.6 tonnes. Now that's just production. It doesn't take account of all the other things we've talked about, how much you consume. But obviously the more money you have, the more you tend to consume. So if people in richer countries really want to reduce their carbon footprint, they need to make huge changes in their lifestyles. It can be done, and new technologies to make things greener are coming on stream all the time. But it is a reminder that the declared aim in many countries of going carbon neutral by the middle of this century means a revolution in the way we live.
Now here is Ethan with today's sports news.
Hello, everybody. Volleyball practice is today in the gym after school. You're going to do a great job.
Thank you, Ethan. Now, before we go, here's your midweek challenge. Do one thing today that makes someone's day even better.
It can be a smile, a compliment, or just holding the door. Kindness is always in style.
That is right. This is Good Morning Solid Rock signing off. For Taya, Ethan, and the rest of the morning show crew, I'm Abby Baki. Have a solid rockin' day.